Hi everyone, it's Paul and Yulia here from Rawsome Healthy.
Hello there, how are you guys doing? Well, it's festive season approaching.
Yes.
Have a great one and have a wonderful time with your family, friends. Relax, rest, eat healthy.
Eat healthily.
Of course. And, just enjoy yourself. This is what it's all about. Unity, enjoyment, peace.
Being with your family and your friends.
Yeah, having laughter and all the things beyond. So let's talk about the raw foods that we don't eat in our diet and why. What's the first one?
The first one is onions and garlic.
Why? Because, well, one of the reasons is because they're not sexy foods at all. And I just don't find attractive people who smell of garlic or onion. It's really not attractive at all. And if you have a partner who eats garlic and onion and who stinks of garlic and onion, connecting to that person is not really that sexy. So that's one of the reasons. But of course, other reasons is that they're unhealthy.
Yeah, and the reason why they are unhealthy, they're part of the allium family. Now, these types of plants, they're known for their antibacterial properties, antifungal properties. So if you're eating this type of plant, you're eating it raw for sure, then that's going to affect your gut bacteria. Now, in your gut, you should have friendly bacteria, hopefully, if you're healthy. And these are very important because they help your body, they help your immune system. So if you're destroying those by taking something which is antibacterial, then that isn't going to be healthy. It's not good for your health. So it's something we definitely don't eat.
And anti is not the philosophy to adopt anymore. And I know people say, well, we've been eating these foods for thousands of years. They're known as health promoting foods. Well, a lot of foods are known as health promoting foods, but it doesn't mean that they're made for human beings. And the very fact that no creature will touch garlic should tell us something. And the very fact that breastfeeding women should not eat garlic because it affects the quality of their milk should tell us something. And the very fact that we stink of garlic and onion when we eat it and our body tries to expel it because it doesn't want that substance in it should also tell us something. So these are some of the reasons why we don't eat garlic or onion. And yes, when you dehydrate them, when you cook them, which obviously is not raw at all, but dehydrating garlic or onion does reduce the negative effects of it. But in the meantime, it's still stimulating. It's a stimulating substance, and you still smell after it.
Smell, yeah.
Yes.
Really smell.
So the next one is
spices. Hot spices. Yeah, hot. Wow. Now, you never like spices.
No, I've never been a hot spice person. And even when we would go to Indian places or Indian restaurants, I would ask the chefs to exclude spices and make my meal as mild as possible. Paul
I used to like spices
was a
lot.
different story.
Yeah, I used to like hot spices. I used to love Indian curries. So I'll be there eating my Indian curry, have as hot as possible, sweating, and think, oh, this is great. I'm really enjoying myself. And now I'm completely the opposite. I don't like spices at all. If I just put something on my lip and it's burning, it's like, wow, that's not nice. And now I don't eat any spices at all. So.
Spices are stimulating, they're not health promoting at all. If you've got digestive issues, if you're recovering, if you've got health issues, that excludes spices, totally excludes spices. And really trust us that the longer you go without spices, if you have been addicted to spices in the past, the longer you go without them, the less you'll miss them, and the cleaner you become. They just you can't even look at them. And just the very fact that it burns your mouth, if it burns your mouth, if it makes you sweat, if it tears come out of people's eyes in some cases, imagine what's happening to your stomach when you eat it. So that's not a good thought. So simply, we don't eat spices and not intending to eat spices at all.
Okay, so the next one is oils. Now, oils are just not healthy. They're fragmented nutrition. They are 100% fat. In nature, you don't find anything which is 100% fat, natural raw foods, vegan foods. So in itself, it's just not healthy. It's very easy to overeat on because it's got so many calories in it.
So they're fattening. Oils are fattening, and covering your healthy salad with oil is not going to make it a healthy salad any longer, because oils are processed. They are processed foods. So instead of using oils, you can use avocado, you can use nuts or seeds, you can use raw olives, but oils are not something that we have included during our raw food journey. And I want that, if we go to a raw vegan restaurant and there is, which we don't do usually, actually, because there's nothing there for us to eat. We much rather go into a supermarket or a market and getting a produce there and just having a nice meal, making the meal ourselves and feeling good after it. That's all that matters to us, feeling good after we've eaten. So with oils, yuck, really. I cannot even look at them. I find them so repulsive.
Greasy and horrible. Yeah. No thank you.
No, totally.
Next one is chocolate. Now, chocolate contains things like theobromine, caffeine. Now, these are known to stimulate your heart, stimulate your nervous system, your adrenal glands. Now, because they stimulate you, that in itself denotes that they're not really health foods. And they're not good for your body because they're kicking your adrenal glands saying, come on, produce those stress hormones, come up, you go up, so you have a high. And then eventually you come down again. So you think, I need some more chocolate to get that feel-good state again. So you get another high, kicks your adrenal glands again, gets you going. Then you drop again. And this is this pattern all the way through. And this is what, I used to suffer because I used to be a chocoholic in one time in my life. And, it's just not healthy. It really isn't healthy.
No. And I know a friend who was also addicted to chocolate. She would eat tons of chocolate. She would go clubbing all night long. She would have a ton of energy and then she would feel really low. So it's like a drug. It stimulates. It's like drinking coffee.
Yeah, it's very addictive.
Yeah,
very addictive.
And it's very addictive too. And it's not raw in most cases. As we said, feeling good is all that matters to us, and the rest is like, why? Why bring it into your body if there's abundance of healthy foods we can eat, tasty, and it's satiating, and it just makes you feel on top of the world, keeps you slim, keeps you healthy, keeps you fit. That's all that matters.
Next one is agave syrup. Now, agave syrup, what is it? It's basically sugar. It's just sugar.
Processed sugar.
Processed sugar, 100%, virtually 100%, so it's not healthy. Why is it not healthy? Well, sugar in its whole natural form, in the form of fruits, whole fruits, is healthy because it's got all the other nutrients with it. But when you extract it and you just have it as sugar on its own, it's not healthy. It's acidifying to the body and you don't want to be eating it.
No, and also being fruit-based raw vegan. Now, if you're fat-based raw vegan, then that's a different story. You may crave agave syrup. This is, just all the different sweetness and syrups and honey. But when you're fruit-based raw vegan, syrups is not something that you even think about, because you get so much sweetness from your fruit. Your meals are so satiating, and it's absolutely unnecessary to be adding syrups and just to be adding processed sugar to your diet that you're trying to keep as healthy as possible.
And that brings us on to our next one, actually, which is honey. We just mentioned it.
Yes.
Again, it's basically sugar. It's just sugar. So it's like eating refined sugar. It's acidifying to the body. There's no other nutrients there. If there is, they're tiny amounts. So, it's not part of a healthy diet. You don't need to be eating honey.
And it's not vegan. It's actually people who eat honey are vegans. And that's okay. It's just the fact that we don't really have necessary enzymes. And honey is for the bees. Honey is not for human beings. It's for the bees. So, personally, we don't use honey at all. And haven't used it for many years.
The next one is peanuts. Now, I used to love eating peanuts, peanut butter in the past.
Butters.
Yeah, both of us, we used to enjoy peanuts. But unfortunately, they can often have mold on them, and in this mold is aflatoxins, which are actually carcinogenic. They also contain lectins, and certain lectins, which are not healthy for the body. It actually pass through the gut wall into the bloodstream and cause an immune system reaction. And this is when you get people who have severe allergies to peanuts. So really, they are a raw food that you should definitely avoid.
Yeah, and they're legumes. They're very difficult to digest. They're not actually nuts. They are legumes. So it's like eating raw legumes, which is not something that is beneficial for you. And it's same with cashews. Actually, we don't eat cashews either, because cashews are also difficult to digest, and they're not raw, and they are addictive too. Now, we do eat, some of our nuts are not raw. So we do, like walnuts, for example, that we buy here in Thailand, or chia seeds, we're not sure. So it's a little compromise that we make. We don't eat a ton of nuts, we eat them on occasion. But obviously with cashew nuts, there's always, raw cashew nuts will cost you more, but they're not raw. So you're ultimately paying for the product, thinking that it's raw, but it's not raw. So the last but not least is soy. And soy is highly processed. It interferes with the health of your thyroid and with the health of your hormonal system. So soy, I know that raw foodists do use soy, and actually when we read the 8-10-10 diet book by Dr. Doug Graham, this was when it all got explained, because we were eating. I loved my soy sauces in the past.
Soy sauce, used to love it.
Yes, back on the vegan diet or making sushi with soy sauce. But we just understood, and of course I was going through issues with my adrenal glands, with my hormones, so I just wanted to exclude the sort of foods that were interfering with my healing process. And ever since then, now it just seems so salty, and salt is not something that we include anyway. So I don't know, we don't have the need for it at all in our diet. So soy is something to remove, and something that is not worth going back to. Thanks for watching.
Thanks very much.
Post your comments below. What are the foods that you don't include in your diet, in your raw food diet? Look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day. Have a great break. See you shortly.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.